flipping on the grind.
What's going on? It's your boy Marcus Q.
Your boy AV,
And you know what it is. It's the Map Social Presents.
Dirty Laundry Podcast, y'all. We in here.
Hey, we ain't gotta be in the same spot to make things happen. We doing what we do. Using the tools to our disposal to make sure we give y'all all the content y'all need.
All the time, all the time. We work, we making moves. So we figuring out things.
Yep.
Take this journey with us as we continue to grow, but we got some good stuff to talk about. So you know how we do it.
Yes, sir. So how we doing it today, AV? We gonna go ahead and show them the clip. There's a very interesting clip that's going around out there that was sent to us over to the Map Social page
Yeah,
of a pastor speaking of woman suppression and things that they go through, and we're gonna share our insights and thoughts on said clip after we share the clip.
exactly. Shout out to everybody that's supporting us and giving us content because there's a lot to cover out there. So let's get it into this real quick. Let me play it for y'all, and then we'll get into it.
Is a thief of sexism. This is a thief that has objectified, exploited, and abused women. I'm talking about in the church, robbing them of opportunities, dignity, and full participation, both in society and in the church. Come on here. It is a system that devalues women while benefiting from their gifts, treating them as resources to be used rather than image bearers to be honored. And in many spaces, women are expected to serve, but we won't let you lead. Your competency is questioned, your authority is undermined, and your potential is restricted. Yet throughout scripture, God used women powerfully, like Deborah leading a nation, like Miriam being a prophetess, like Huldah being a prophetess, like Philip's daughters prophesying, like Isaiah's daughters prophesying, like Mary Magdalene, who was trusted to deliver the message of the gospel to the disciples. And we have denominations and conventions that have hid, coddled, and enabled sexism in the name of submission. Women not only have to navigate through environments of exploitation where their labor is valued, but their voices are not. They're expected to give, to serve, and support. So we want their time and their tithe, but not their opinion. My gosh. They speak up for, they step up for, they advocate for, they intercede for everybody else. But when it is time for us to speak up for, to advocate for, to intercede for them, is silence of the lambs in church. This reduces them to bodies rather than beings, leading a culture where harassment, assault, and silencing and abuse are tolerated and covered up. Women.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard. Look, hey, y'all heard, the video. I got my takes on it. Definitely some good words spoken, but it's interesting to me. I'm gonna let Marcus. I'm gonna let you. What's your that grin, that smirk. He. What's your
I'm confused a little bit about the video. Is he talking about an individual that actually suppressed or is suppressing them in the church? I
Mhm,
don't know. It's not really clarifying.
mhm.
Or is he speaking in general terms, saying what women have gone through from past years and moving on to today? I don't know which one he's speaking to, but my take on this is that okay, some of this could have some ring of truth to it. I think a lot of people are put in situations, men and women, where they're suppressed without I'll keep it on the woman. Um, I have theories behind stuff like this.
Mhm.
We gonna keep it on church. Was that a church? Was that a pastor?
I believe, yeah, it was. He said in the church. He did said he was a pastor.
Okay,
Um,
okay, so uh, the biggest consumers in general, period, and especially on church platforms, especially when it comes to attendance and being in church homes, are women. So it doesn't shock me that he's gonna preach and pander. I'm gonna put those two P words together,
uh
preach and pander to women,
oh.
like he's doing. Does that mean none of it's true? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't. I think
He's
there's a.
just speaking in real broad terms, so I don't know what he's talking about. Um,
Yeah, I'm listening.
Oh, my bad. I thought you was going.
No, 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 no. I think it was a little delayed. No, well,
Okay, yeah.
you go, you go,
Yeah,
you.
so basically, he's speaking in real broad terms. What I would like to see happen, I started out a certain approach with our platform and then my own personal platform, but I'm really getting tired of the back and forth between men and women at this point and who's been more suppressed and who's suffering. What I see today is everybody has an equal and fair opportunity across the board. Everyone does. Um, I would even argue if we're gonna push it to that point that it's getting to the point where women are given a little bit more opportunities than men have, which they have earned and they deserve. So I don't see the complaint at this point. I don't see the unfairness at this point. They're given voices to speak. They're given free platforms to speak that were mostly created by men. They're turning those platforms over and giving those opportunities over. A prime example is someone like Angela Yee, who comes from a platform that was ran by men and led by men, and she was given another opportunity to go speak on a bigger platform and get her own syndicated show. That's happening more and more. So I just don't understand when they say when it's time for them to have an opinion, it's like, no, hush, be quiet. It's always been women's opinions in media first. It's always been women's. They're the biggest consumers of media, of entertainment. So it's been more so what they think and what they want and what they deserve. So I really don't know what he's talking about or what he's referring to. Is he referring to motherhood? Is he referring to a woman in a relationship with another man? Is he referring to women in general in corporate America? He's speaking on such a broad term, so I don't know what to speak to exactly. But I do believe um, to hear sermons like that in the church is very, very popular because he's speaking to his audience, and his audience is women. So
Mhm.
there you go.
I'm gonna piggyback off everything you said. I agree 1,000%. But I'm gonna just be real clear and straightforward with it. I do. Obviously, everybody, men, women, especially women, for years, decades, years, have not had the maybe the certain opportunities or the spotlight or even certain rights, right? I think we're in, not to date this video, but hey, this we're in 2025. A lot of the things I feel like are being said now are like I could really understand and get back when it was like 15 years ago, maybe. You know what I mean? And maybe I can't give you an exact number, but when I look at the scope of entertainment and opportunities, there's a lot. There's a lot of women doing big things that have their own platform, that have their voice that are heard, and some of the biggest ones. I mean, we could go down the list of Oprah, Kamala Harris, and okay, people be like, oh well, name another Oprah, name okay, Wendy Williams. We can go down a whole long of list of women, black, white, whatever, Candy Stripe, whatever it is, where they obviously have the opportunity and are winning at it. So to to hear it now, the reason I'm pointing it out because I feel like sometimes women, men, all of us, we're easily fooled or manipulated, and I don't want to call that pastor out or anybody to say, oh, they're just saying that to pander or to manipulate, but some things aren't really necessarily true in 2025. I'm kind of like, okay, I honestly felt like he was talking a little bit about men in a sense. I'm like, you want the labor, but then the opinions are not heard. I think this is why you see so many people have platforms, men in particular, where they go because they feel like they're not.
What do you mean he was talking about men? Clarify. I'm confused a
Yeah,
little bit.
there was a part where he said, um, society often wants their labor and not their opinions or not heard. I feel like easily I can kind of take that and be like, yeah, I do see that in a lot of genders or ethnicities where it's like some men will go and do work or do the hard lifting or do all these things for the family or for their partner, but if they have a gripe or if they want to express how they feel about something, it's like castrized, like they're picked on.
I
They're
think he was talking about women, bro.
no, I know he was talking about women. I know that, but I'm saying
Yeah.
when I'm listening to it, I'm like, there's a duality here where this could be said on both parts. But I feel like some people do this on purpose to direct it to women because I think it's that's the norm, and it's been fed to the point where it produces engagement and produces business because, like you said, pandering, where I'm gonna say this, you're gonna go with this because this is what you're used to, and you want to feel this kind of victim type of mentality. And that might not be the best word, but if I see someone getting doped, if I see someone getting tricked, I'm gonna say something. Don't think it's because I'm a man, or don't think I don't think women are not being oppressed in certain areas in life. I agree with that, but like I said, we're in 2025. Some people just telling you what you want to hear because they know you're going to show up for them. You're going to promote them, and I think
Yeah.
it's almost being used like a weapon. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Um, if you go to a lot of churches and you pay attention, you'll see a lot of single mothers or married mothers with children or women in general. You won't see a whole lot of single men or men in general in congregations as much as you would women in the masses. And why do you think that is?
One, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know why. I'm curious what you think.
My opinion on this is that, and I don't think it was always this way. And we just did a episode about congregations, churches, and what you can receive with belonging to a church home. But if you pay attention, I think there's a lot of men who have an innate nature to want to lead and have purpose. And when you lead and have purpose, that don't mean you always at the forefront. But if you pay attention, it may not be natural to a lot of men, even if they are spiritual, even if they are holy or have a lot of beliefs, to continuously receive information from just one man.
Hmm.
Um, Women look to someone to follow. This is what I always find interesting. Um, how they look at the pastor is typically a man, typically in a lot of
Church.
fellowships and churches,
Hmm.
and
That's a good point to bring
he
up.
can't he can't do no wrong when it comes to the congregation.
Hmm. Oh
They
man.
don't know this person on a they don't know this person or pastor or preacher on a personal scale like they say they do or like they believe they do. They
Hmm.
know him in the church.
Hmm.
But do you think did I freeze?
You did, but you're good now. It worked out.
Um do you think they know this person within 100% within their personal life?
No, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Right. So, but I find it interesting because they're covered. So I look at it like this: when you're leading as a pastor in the church, you're covered by the church home.
hmm
So you're already put in this position that whatever I give you is an automatic, or whatever I preach to you is an automatic. Even because you got to be careful too, because a lot of times when I've been in churches where they start to preach, it ain't always directly coming from out of the Bible. They got to get creative and put their spin on it, and what they make you believe their personal life experiences is.
hmm
And then it gets to the point where you're looking to this one person to show you the way. And it's human nature for people to tend to be more followers than anything, but I don't think it's that common for a lot of men. So I think church has also become consumer based too. It's
Yeah.
become consumer based.
hmm
And one other point I want to make, one other point I want to make, because I feel like I'm rambling. Show me the stage where since day one, where there's a big platform or a voice outside of YouTube. Show me the stage in media where it's predominantly for men and what they need or want outside of sports.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I was going to touch on
So
that.
I don't get the disconnect.
It,
I still don't get why it's still a thing.
we just do a disservice to ourselves. I feel like in society sometimes when we're talking about people have fought for this or fighting for this, and then years later to make it seem as if this is still the norm or the narrative, I feel like sometimes you discredit all the work that women, men have done to give stages to people, right? Like we're not going to sit up here and act like there's not a there's not women that are successful, or they're not women like women are not heard. And if we're going to talk general, like it's funny because this video came through the pipeline from a woman, and I was like, oh good looks, send it over because we're going to talk about it. But sometimes there's a narrative to say, oh, men don't support women, or and it's kind of like that gender war thing, which is nonsense. It's foolish, and I want to put it to bed because it's like there's a man on. Mind you, we were reacting to a video of a guy reacting to a video, right? And they're both men and basically saying, hey, we support women. This video is about two men. There's a man talking about, hey, these things need to stop about women, and there's another man agreeing like, yes. So that dispels that men don't really believe in women, right? But there's a narrative that's being kept alive that women don't have this and this and this and
That's
that.
because it's become a
Because
trend now. It's trendy to argue this shit, debate this shit. I'm
exactly.
actually I've exhausted
He
my
said, I
debate
love
when it
delving
comes to
into it.
this. I have exhausted it. The reason why, what one thing I noticed, and I challenge the opposite sex to really think about this. When we start to open up with you all, we start to open up to women, or we start to open up to let you know we love you and we got your back, and we do support you, a guard starts going up
Yeah, like yeah.
automatically. Like it's just there's no possible way. There's no way you know you're gonna hurt me. You don't support me.
Yeah.
Instead, and when I find it, I feel like they will look for reassurance, and they say they want reassurance because I think actions and words matter. How you say things and what you say, and then being intentional behind it matter. They both matter. You got to pay attention to both. But what I notice is when we start to try to show or try to let you know, hey, I got your back. I want to see you win. It's like, no, I don't believe
No,
you.
you're
I don't believe you. Yeah. I'm like,
that's the
okay, so what can I do now? What can I do for you now besides reverting back to debating who supports who more?
yeah. We want to be on the same team. At the end of the day, this whole man get this and women are this way, that does not it's not conducive to grow a family. It's not too conducive to have a relationship. It's not conducive to business. It's only conducive to predators and businesses that want to divide so that they can put a product or a service in place to make money off of it. And what the
Yeah.
good guys, good people are trying to warn people like, look, don't believe that. It ain't even about, oh, I'm not that type or whatever. You know, my actions say that to you, move accordingly. But I feel like people are not even looking at actions. They just saying you are a guy. We just saw this thing with Dochi not too long ago, and it was like, it's a red flag just being a.
If you're a straight heterosexual man.
And I was like, those that's that type of rhetoric is very it's not conducive to growth.
And you
I,
think we could pull that off?
huh?
You think we could say something like that?
Hell no, no. But I mean, and we don't even want to get into that whole. Well, it's not fair. It's just like, look, that's not loving, and it's a trap because it's clickbait. Because why? Because it's a business, and some people fall
Yeah.
for it thinking like, oh, see, whatever the case may be, and I'm like, you are being duped, so you can click on something, so you can buy something, so you can watch something, and it sucks because now you go take that energy into your real relationship or to a good person in your life. And this goes for men and women, obviously. And you don't get to experience real love because you have these thoughts in your head that's not true. It's almost like you making up fears and they feeding it to you. So yeah, that's what it is.
This is, first of all, and I've learned this more and more since we started creating. Even big media not that creative no more. Y'all need to understand how powerful YouTube is. We
Right.
have control now. They looking to us to tell them what to say and talk about next. They
Yep.
picked up on this whole tug of war of men versus women and who don't deserve what, and they like, man, they doing their thing on YouTube and this is what people want to see, so we finna sell it this way. I bet you the collection plate was full that day. It was stuffed.
It was like no, the whole
He was
purse
like
of everything.
he probably went backstage and was like,
He was like, yeah. But also we're gonna give shout out, and love to the pastors. Like we said in another video. Like I don't know what it is this week or whatever. Like a lot of stuff coming up in churches and different things like that. But that's not an easy thing to do and navigate. So for the ones doing well and really affecting people and really care, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the churches. Shout out to everyone attending it. We just want people to be aware that certain language isn't conducive to growing a loving environment when it comes to men and women, family, business, all of that. Like you don't have to do that to be successful. Like if you believe in God,
Yeah.
believe in the Most High, just
Yeah.
spread love and don't play that game. Stop.
Yeah, well said. I think I challenge women to do this and people in relationships and dealing with those of the opposite sex to do this as strong and as stern and as dominant as we may be. I challenge y'all to make it a little bit more comfortable for us to support y'all and be around. Because at this point, we be afraid to even be supportive or be vulnerable. You have to be as a man, you do have to be vulnerable to give that support because you don't know what kind of reaction you're gonna get, and it's almost a definite. Like if you decide that whatever you feel about me at the time when you catch a feeling is negative, it's just gonna be a fact. And it's like we rather just not, we just do like we just rather wipe our hands and just fall back and give you the space to be in a space of, okay, you know it all, but we do want to be supportive. So I challenge y'all to think about the things we say and make it a more comfortable space for us to be able to support y'all. Because I see it turn into a point where a lot of brothers and a lot of men are like, I'm just not gonna deal with it. And that goes for dealing with your mother, dealing with your sister, dealing with your daughters, dealing with your wife, dealing with relationships of the opposite sex. I'm not just talking about
Ooh,
um
you cooking?
romantic relationships. I'm talking about dealing with those of the opposite sex in general. We want to feel supported in a way where we can support you because there's ways that we can naturally support you that you just can't receive from your sister. There's a certain level of support that we can give that'll
Look,
put you in a comfort zone to feel like a woman.
we sound like we sound like please let us support you. No,
Yeah, that's
I'm,
how we feel at this point.
wait, I'm gonna cap it with this.
That's how we feel at this point.
I'm not even gonna say nothing more after this. This is a shout out to the ladies that's doing their thing and they got their head right, right, that are like figuring out life. Everybody make mistakes. Everybody learn things on their own time. When cool. Y'all accomplish so much. Some of y'all accomplish a lot of it on your own. Now imagine what you could do with the right person, right? Not every man is good, not every woman is good. But if you did all this on your own, imagine what you would do with a partner, with a friend of the opposite sex. Like Marcus said, like there's things that you're gonna like, just like us. There's things that we can get from each other as men, but there's things that we can really only get from women, and we're comfortable saying that. There's no belittling. I don't feel no less of a man, less of a person for saying, "Yo, we need women. We love women." And
Yeah,
it'd be so easy for women to say that, but for some reason, over the years, through media, through content, through family traumas, and all this other stuff, they've let a few bad people shape their whole reality on what it is to be in a good relationship, friendship, whatever, marriage with a heterosexual man, whatever the case is. And it's like, don't fall for the Kool-Aid, because I see a lot of people get older and then they realize, and it's like, yo, you
yeah,
all people do love you. Men love you,
yeah.
love y'all. Don't fall for the Kool-Aid. Now, yeah, be safe, but like that's it. That's
Yeah.
all.
The homework I keep adding homework because the more you talk, the more I'm like, you got to think about these things. You're really good at telling me what you're not going to do and what you don't need. Please tell me what you do need and what I can add outside of height and finance. Let me know what I can offer.
He's outside of height and fine.
I challenge you. What can the opposite sex give you outside of height and finance? What can I give you to make you feel more feminine and step into your true self? And you don't got to tell me
Support it. Feel
a
love.
humbleness is so attractive on a man's end and a woman's end. Don't nobody want to see no pompous dude running around throwing around his accolades and what he done accomplished. Just be that. Just be that. You ain't got to talk about it, and don't nobody want to see it from the other side. So just think about those things. That's pretty much all I gotta add. I don't really got much else to add. All I know is that I know he collected a lot that day.
Hey, this is what we do. We have these conversations. He was like, you know what? We should talk about this in public because we got good energy. We got the right intention. There's no hidden agendas here. So, hey, this is the Math Social Dirty Laundry podcast. Y'all know what it is. Make sure y'all comment, like, and share. We want to hear y'all opinions as well. So, don't be shy. Don't just be sending us DMs. I want to see them comments.
Yep. 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 We'll catch y'all next time. Y'all know what it is.
Peace.
Want to see more videos like this last one?
Hey, just like, share, and comment. That's what we're doing, right? He said it.
I didn't think it was gonna be so short. You gave me that thing.
You stopped
All
too
right,
quick. Yeah, I'm ready for you. Ready to go? You want me to go first?
No.
So go.
There you go. I'm the director. Want to see more content like the last one?
Make sure you like, share, and comment.
You go first, cause I don't like the way you said it.
All right, cool. Ready?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? This your boy AV here at the Map Social. You want to see more content like this? Like, share. What? Tell me what words to say.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Takes up, gripping, gray, bending corners. This is Texas. You banging screws, staying true. I'm to the Texas, yeah.
Steady tipping, steady flipping on the grind.
I'm to Texas, yeah, yeah.